idea what that is, but okay. Oh, well.
I'm mad. I'm mad that we have been conditioned to.
Stop recording. That's ready to roll. Bring that right to there. That's ready to go. All right, U.S. Steel. All right. Go live next. Go live. Next. No, it's not for children. There you go. Look who's in the house. This here. Right there, right here. And this goes over here. Rich Bruner's in the house. Sean, good evening, good evening. And how are we doing today? Who do we have over here? Bori, Sean, Cotter, Fish Mix, T-Dog, Bo, what's going on? Randy, Steve. All right. So everybody's here. Everybody's looking good. I think we're getting ready to get started. Jeff Copeland, good evening. Loco Coffee, Deuces. Shakaku, okay. Spirit 31. Johnny B, Submerged. Patrick, Bob, Emily, cool. James, good evening. Pat. Golden Aces, Andrew, Jeff. Oh, I forgot to do this. I gotta move this away. Mr. Bill, good evening, good evening. Oh, Mr. Bill, over another channel today. Just because you're on another channel, Bill, doesn't mean I don't recognize you. Alrighty, so, Connor, any thoughts on TSM, Taiwan Semiconductors? Let's take a look at it. First one on the list, why not? TSM. Bill Sweeney. We got U.S. Steel up, so why don't we take a look at U.S. Steel first? And then we'll take a look at TSM. TSM. All right, take a look at TSM. Why not? Uh-oh. MG wants to take a look at Alcoa. We looked at Alcoa last night. I am kind of curious what Alcoa did today. Bill, can we look at some Apple? As a matter of fact, Mr. Bill, you're on 2 channels. That's pretty cool. Apple is coming up just after Johnson & Johnson. Joey, good evening. Good evening there. Boogeyman's in the house. Cool beans. Market on fire today. Yeah, I saw that. A lot of gap ups today. And some nice movement. Break. Too late. Good evening. All right, so you're up 9% today. Cool beans, MG. All right, so first thing we're going to look at U.S. Steel. Before we do that, introductions, I'm sure. Good evening, everyone. My name is James. This is Dividend Stock Talk, brought to you by The 10-Minute Trader, where I invest in dividend stocks for weekly cash flow for a safe, predictable, consistent 1% per week. What I'm looking for a simple, safe, predictable, consistent 1% per week. Now, I don't want to do me a favor, please. Okay? Ask the question once. Put it in the description once. I read each and every single entry. I even stop the comments and I watch every single entry. Please, just once. Okay. Black Eyed Joe, back again. Cool beans. So, as I was saying, if you're looking to jump into a stock and have it shoot up to the moon, you're in the wrong place. I'm looking for a very slow, very predictable, very, very safe trades. I'm 61. I only have a certain amount of money. That means I have no desire to go back to work. Whatever money I have has to last me for the rest of my duration on this little fun adventure we call planet Earth until whatever's next. Okay? I'm not delusional, thinking I'm going to live forever. So I'm setting up everything I have to go into my kids' name, so when I'm gone, everything goes to them. I want to make it seamless. I want to make it simple. I want to make it easy. These videos I'm making here, with you guys are in attendance, you guys get to actually absorb some of the information I'm panning out to my children and my grandchildren, who don't exist yet. But I'm pretty sure someday they will. And someday they want to know, what did Papa G do? That's me. I'm Grandpa. So they're going to want to know what I did. So this here is a video log series. So yes, it is live at the moment, but it is being recorded. So everything here you see on the screen is being recorded tonight. So hopefully, sometime in the future, when my grandchildren want to look back and see how to make money simply, safely, securely, predictably, because the stock market has been around for over 400 years. It ain't going anywhere. So the trading strategy that I do, I'd like it to be saved for my kids and my grandkids to observe someday, so you guys get to watch it. Why not? All right? Bill, what financial website do you look at? I look at, hold on a second. That's funny. Yahoo Finance. That's it. Okay, now Ford is on the list. We are going to be looking at Ford. Okay. Grace and Mercy. What stock should I invest in right now? I have $50. So Grace and Mercy, number one, I have no idea who you are. It would be a disservice for me to tell you to buy anything. Okay, so if I don't know you, if you want to actually talk to me and have a conversation like normal people, send me your number and I'll give you a call. It sounds kind of strange because I'm broadcasting to a couple of thousand people and I say send me your number. You think I'd be inundated with phone calls? Nope. I have to call 2 or 3 people a day. That's it. Strange as it may seem, 10 to 20,000 people will come through these 7 channels, because there's 7 channels here. Okay, I'm broadcasting through 7 different channels. Out of all of them, okay, I bet you about 2 or 3 people will send me their number and I'll give them a call tomorrow. I'm not trying to sell anyone anything. Throughout the night, I will have plenty of opportunities to sell you something, but I'm not going to. You're all adults here. You know how all this works. I show you stuff. If you want to buy it, fine. Go to the bio, buy it there. I'm not going to try to sell anything here. Let's take a look at Just Stocks, a safe strategy, and show you exactly how it works. Okay? David, what happened? David, you got to be a little bit more clear on that, because exactly what do you mean by what happened? Okay, I don't know what you mean by that. Okay, number 15, what's up? What instrument do you trade? Okay, Hawk, you're just going to have to hang out and chill. How can I get your number? No, when I say send me your number, that means send me your number. And just by the way, you're on YouTube. Okay, if you dig deep enough into my profile on YouTube, you will find my number because it is on there. Okay, all right. Yes, I know the stock market went up today. I saw that. Okay, over here, what's happening? I said hi. Do a thug shaker. Yeah, it ain't happen. I'll be very different for your grandkids. It'll be different. I don't think so. Stock market's been around for 400 years. It ain't going anywhere. Okay, dividend capturing strategies over 400 years old. 400 years old. Okay, I'm only 61. Okay, this is going to be here long after I'm gone. You're absolutely genius, stock learner. Thank you for that. All right, so let's get rolling. Oh, how do I send your number? Right in the bio. Come on, you're old enough to know. Whoever is speaking, which is me, there is a link somewhere up here in the bio. You just click on that and that tells you everything you need to know about me, my company, all the kinds of nice, neat, fun stuff, and a place for you to send me a direct message, a DM. I got 1 grandchild at the moment. I'm hoping for more. Okay, my kids are still in their early 30s. What broker should I use? Now, I can't tell you which broker you should use. I use Thinkorswim, which is through Charles Schwab, and I also use Robinhood. Okay, I like both of them for different reasons. I don't know nothing, or should I use a broker? You have to use a broker. You can't buy stocks without using a broker. Okay, so let's progress forward. What is a good amount of starter account for this covered call strategy? Sean, good evening. Your thoughts on Misty? Hell no. It's a girl empire. Oh my goodness. Since everything is at its high, do you chill out? No. All right, so 2 people want to take a look at Misty. Hold that thought. I'm going to pause these questions because we're going to come back and take a look at Misty in a little bit. And I'll show you what I'm looking for. Because Misty ain't it. And as soon as I show you, maybe you won't buy Misty and maybe you will. I don't know. I'm looking for a simple, safe, predictable, consistent 1% per week. Love the stream, man. God bless. Thank you. Anatoly. All right. So we're looking at U.S. Steel first. Here's the high of the year. Very first chart I always want to look at is always ABC. 1, 2, 3. However you want to look at it, I always use the exact same formula, the exact same recipe. First thing I'm looking at is the 1-year chart. Bill, what do you got to say? You see, I only like dividends and clubs. You know why, James? Because it works for me. Okay, cool, Bill. Cool, Bill. All right. I always want to look at the 1-year chart first. It gives me a good idea, and it takes 3 to 4 seconds. Okay? Now, you may think it's going to take you a while to understand this, but no. 3 to 4 seconds. Let me show you quickly so you don't spend a lot of time, unnecessary time, looking at it. All right? 5 things. You ready? Here we go. Number 1, high of the year. Number 2, a low of the year. Number 3, where was it a year ago? Number 4, where is it right now? Number 5, what's the direction? You ready? Up, down, up. That's it. Simplified, quick, easy, right to the point. I don't want to buy it at the high of the year. It's not there. I don't want to buy it at the low of the year as it's falling, and it's not there. It's somewhere in between. Fine. Now I go to step 2. Step 2 is to figure out, is it going to be financially feasible for me to do this one? It's U.S. Steel. I know who they are. They've been around for over 100 years. So let's take a look at it a little bit deeper. The last trade today was 42.02. If I buy it tomorrow morning, it should be roughly 42.32, roughly. There's the bid, here's the ask. Okay, here's all the information I need to know about the stock. The last traded price today, here's the opening of the day, the high of today, the low of today, how many shares were traded today, and here's the bid and the ask if I want to buy it first thing tomorrow morning. If I do, 42.32. The closest strike price, okay, strike price, the closest strike price is 42.50. I gotta change that. Hold on a second. 42.50, and it's going for 42 cents a share, which is right at 1%. So how do I know? Well, what's 1% of $42? 1% of $42. You ready for this? It's 42 cents. Isn't that weird? $42. 1% is 42 cents. So what am I looking for? I'm looking at 42 cents per share as a premium. Well, the 42.50, see? 42.32, the closest one, 42.50. It's paying 42 cents a share, which is right at 1%, is what I'm looking for. Because 1% every single week comes to over 50% per year. Now, I forgot to put the video on over here. Video. There we go. Whoops. Oh, nobody's even there today. Wonder why the hell that is. Oh, well, anyway. 1% every week is more than 50% at the end of the year. If you get 50% every single year, well, things can change. Because most people are used to 5%, 7%, 10% a year. 50% is a whole new ball game. Okay, and no, it's not as simple as just saying it. You actually have to do some work. Okay, when I say, hey, this is James from Dividend Stock Talk, brought to you by the 10-minute trader, it means you have to spend at least 10 minutes a day. Sorry, 10 minutes a day to make 50% of your portfolio. Now, when you get my age, 62, well, I'm going to be 62. When you get my age, you should hypothetically have more than 40, 50, 60, 70,000 in your retirement account. You should. After working 30, 40, 50 years of your life, trading your time for money at the end of your working life, you should have a decent amount. Okay, it's either in a 401k, some kind of a pension plan, some kind of retirement fund, somewhere, because we are the only species on the planet that got to pay to live here. So when you stop working, your money stops coming in. So where are your investments now? Who's taking care of them? Look, wherever they are now, leave them there until you learn how to do it yourself. Because when you're retired, when you get my age, you get two choices. And only two choices. And don't let anyone kid you otherwise. And if you think that there's another option, no, there isn't. There's two choices. That's it. When you're retired, two choices. You take control of your own money and invest it yourself. And that might be scary for some of you. Or you give it to someone else. Let them do it for you. And there's nothing wrong with that. If you have enough money to give it to someone else, and whatever they give you every single month is enough to take care of your bills, fine. You don't need what I have to say. Okay? But if you only have like 40 or 50,000 or 20 or 30,000, well, 1% every week on a $20,000 account is $200 a week. Okay? Well, $200 a week, that's $800 a month. It may not change your life, but you have to start somewhere, and eventually, when you get to that age of retirement, things look differently. All right, so let's just keep on going. We're looking at U.S. Steel. Let's look at the numbers. Here's the high, the low, where it was, where it is. Look at the movement. It should take 3 to 4 seconds. That's it. 3, 4 seconds. That's it. High, low, was, is. Look at the movement. That's it. Great. So 42.30, 45, 42, it's more than 1%. Let's take a better look and see if the numbers actually make sense. Is it going to be a good deal? Now, I did buy some U.S. Steel this morning because I like U.S. Steel. And I don't mind. Hey, Dracule's here. Joshua's here. Cool beans. All right. A year ago, the U.S. Steel is at 38.04. We bottomed out the beginning of September at 26.87. Okay, we topped out in the 9th of April. That was 46.23. Well, look at the last 90 days. Okay, I look at the 1-year chart, the 90-day chart, the last 3 months, the 30-day chart, and then the seasonality chart before I decide whether or not everything looks good. So far, the 1-year chart looked great. Well, this is the 90-day chart, which is the last 3 months. Down, up, down, up, down, up. Now it's going up, but what happened here? What happened today? She opened up higher. Now, remember yesterday, if you guys were here last night, we were saying last night, the U.S. Steel is in a perfect opportunity. Watch. We're going to back this up just a little bit. Go to the last 30 days, which is right here. Okay? This is what we woke up to this morning. Okay? 30-day bottom, up, down, another bottom right here. Here's your 30-day top. What usually happens at a 30-day top? Profit taking. From the bottom here, up to here. It goes from 38 to 44. Now from 38 to 44 is a $6 move. $6 move. A $6 move on a $38 stock. Okay, that's over 20%. Yeah, there's going to be profit taking. Profit taking brings us down to here. Last Wednesday. Thursday was higher. Friday was higher. Perfect opportunity if she opens up higher on Monday, which is today. So what happened this morning? This morning, she opened up higher. Great, so I bought some. What happened later on during the day? She opened up above 43, and she pulled back. Not ideal, but after the fact. I already jumped in. Okay, not a big deal. I don't mind owning U.S. Steel at 42. All right, for that 42-cent premium showing now, if you place an order now, could that premium change when filled? Absolutely. Okay, AWCO3. Okay, now, the numbers you're seeing here, these numbers, I believe, are active right now because it's after hours trading. These numbers will change. These numbers won't. Tomorrow morning when the market opens, all these numbers are going to change. But the mathematical equation is still the exact same. What am I buying it for? What's the closest strike price? Is that strike price 1% or not? Now, a covered call is one of the safest trading strategies there is. And it's simple, too. It is so safe you can actually do a covered call in your IRA. There are certain trades you cannot do in, in a retirement account. But a covered call you can, because it's deemed very safe. And it's simple. It's predictable. And the best part about it is I can do it every single week. 16 May, that's this Friday. 23 May, that's next Friday. 30 May, 3 Fridays away. 4 Fridays away. 5 Fridays away. 6 Fridays away. So on and so on and so on. Every single Friday there is an option expired. So every single Friday, I can write a covered call next week into the following week. Hey, Jim, I gotta mute you because you got noise in the background there. All right. There we go, Jim. Okay, if you got a question, Jim, just unmute yourself and just speak up, okay? Don't be shy. All right. Where was I? Oh, so anyway... Yeah, so she pulled back today. Not a problem. I jumped in and I bought some this morning and I sold some covered calls against it. Great, fine, wonderful. I don't mind owning U.S. Steel. That's a big question. The biggest question you should be asking yourself is, does it make sense? That's the first question. Question number 2, do I like this company? Well, right now we're looking at U.S. Steel. U.S. Steel has been around for over 100 years. Why is it not on your list? Certain companies should be on your watch list just because they have shown their worth. They have shown that they've been in business for over 100 years. They've consistently been profitable. So why aren't they on your list? That's a better question. We changed tea and it doesn't taste quite the same. I don't know. Let's see how my cough goes throughout the night. All right, so anyway, let's go to the next one. That's U.S. Steel. I did get some this morning, so let's go to the next one. All right. What names did you put on today? Oh, Holes, how you doing? Bill, the stock price of U.S. Steel closed at 42.02 today. Yeah, Bill, I know that. Seeing that X went down today, would you still get into it today? If you didn't already? Well, see, Chris, I jump in the morning. Okay, so this morning, it opened up at 43. It didn't start dropping until later on. So I jumped in, made my trades, and went about my day. So I didn't know it closed lower until, I don't know, about 15 minutes ago. Because believe it or not, I don't have my computer on all day. Okay? I do my trades in the morning and then I jump out. I didn't realize X is up over 400% over 5 years. All right, Boogeyman. Wow, what do you, change stations? Because you were on the other channel a little while ago. Tap it in. I'm just a teen. Uh-oh. It'll be very different for your grandkids. I don't think so. I'm just a teen. What should I know about the future of investing? Oh, Amy King. How are you today? All right. Aviation clips. What should you know about investing? It's never too early to start. Pick good quality companies that have historical performance. Okay? Historical performance means they're more than 20 or 30 years old. Definitely not a new company. Eric, what? All right, cool. All right, so let's keep on going. Greetings, greetings, greetings. Love it. Good, cool beans. Wonderful. All right, so that's U.S. Steel. What is next? Next, we have Johnson & Johnson. Again, a dividend king. Again, over 100 years old. Again, consistently profitable. Again, why isn't it on your list? Wow. Is that a big drop for J&J today? Yep, I'm going to say no to Johnson & Johnson today. Look at this. 1, 2, 3. 3 down days in a row. Okay, here's our 30-day bottom. Here's the top. Came down, went sideways. Now she's dropping. Okay? Maybe next week for Johnson & Johnson. Next. Now we're on Apple. Ooh, everybody likes Apple. Some strange reason. Oh, holy cow. Did you see the big jump up on Apple? John, I need to learn these candlesticks. I have lost when I think I should win. All right, John, I'm going to break this down for you extremely quickly. Grab a pencil, piece of paper. It doesn't take that long for me to explain this. All right, you ready, John? Here we go. Candlesticks. 5 numbers. Okay, right, 1 through 3, 4, 5. Okay? A candlestick. A wick. Wick on the top, a wick on the bottom. The top of the wick is the high price of the day. The bottom of the wick is the low price of the day. Now, you have 2 horizontal lines. Horizontal line at the top, horizontal line at the bottom. Green day means it's an up day. Red means it's a down day. Let me explain. Okay? The first horizontal line on a green day is the opening price. On a green day, the opening price. The closing price is the top horizontal line. From the bottom horizontal line to the top horizontal line, it goes up. Hence, an up day. Red candle, exact opposite. The opening price is the top horizontal line. The closing price is the bottom horizontal line. Hence, known as a down day. The fifth thing you need to know, the distance between the top of the wick and the bottom of the wick is the range, R. Okay, so wherever you put your cursor, okay, right here, $2.25 between the top and the bottom. $2.25. Let's look for a bigger one. Right here. Between the top and the bottom, $4.20. So the distance between the bottom wick and the top wick is the range. 5 things you need to know. High, low, opening, close, range. Okay, that should give you a good understanding on the candlesticks. You're welcome. KDP, what the heck is KDP? I've seen a few white candles. What do they mean? White candle is usually a doji, where the opening price is the exact same as the closing price. That's usually called a doji. KDP, we'll write that one down. See, I like better with a pencil. Pencil, I never had a problem. A pen, you ever notice sometimes pen gives you glimpses into the future? Because you're writing something in pen and not everything fills out. So what does fill out is like a code from somewhere in the future. I've been watching too much science fiction movies. Thanks for the lesson, Mark. Way to go. Oh, okay. Luke, Johnson & Johnson, number 10 on the Dividend Kings list and the most valuable until number 38. Valued by market cap. All right, Luke, thank you very much. That's why I say Dividend Kings should be on your list. All right, so I'm going to go over to camera 1, find out some of the questions there. A couple of people want me to talk about Misty. MSTY. All righty. When in doubt, isn't U.S. Steel being sold to a Japanese company? No, they nixed that out. Bill, hold on. Alero clarity tax. Do you use gamma levels to decide where to place your covered call strikes? Nope. Good question, though, but no. Bill, well, I know it's on my list. It's called dividends on clubs. Okay, Bill, let's not be silly, all right? All right, back over here. Peace Connoisseur, ABC. Never heard of it. All right. All right, let's take this. When in doubt, they haven't made a deal. Thank you, Black Eyed Joe. All right, so I think we're pretty much caught up with all the questions. We are. Cool beans. All right, so next one on the list, Apple. Let's get back and see these numbers for Apple before we lose track. Okay, so first and foremost, as always, 5 things I'm looking for. Should take 3 to 4 seconds. High, low, is, look at the motion. Up, down, up. Okay, that was quick, wasn't it? All right, so a year ago, 186. The high of the year was back in the end of December, just after Christmas at 260. From there, the bottom was the second week, April, 168. The last 90 days, high, low, is, look at this, up, down, up, down, up, down, and now she shoots up today after 2 days to the upside. We're going to zoom in a little bit closer to get a better view of these last couple of days, because there's a very interesting telltale sign there. Do you like that telltale sign? Here we go, last 30 days. High, low, is, look at the motion, up, down, 1 day to the upside, 2 days to the upside, and 3 gaps up. Yeah, it's a great time to jump in, but is it? Okay. If I put an order in this morning, buy at the market open, I would end up buying at 210. When yesterday she closed at 290, at 190 something. Okay, get your game on. Howdy. Team Swag and Whiskers. Hey, James, what's the farthest out you roll a covered call? I feel like I'm rolling too far out. Okay, now normally when I'm rolling a covered call, I roll it for 1 week, okay, from this week into next week. Every once in a while, I'll have to roll out further. Now, I remember when everybody panicked, okay, Trump said something about tariffs, everyone panicked, and all the stocks dropped. Yeah, I got a margin call. The very next day, I had to come up with some money. The only way to come up with some money, well, you got 2 choices. Drop more money in or roll your positions out far enough so that you can get some money from that. That way you don't have to dish any money out of pocket. So I ended up rolling forward 6 weeks. So I had 4 stocks I had to roll 6 weeks ahead to get a high enough premium so I didn't have to reach into my pocket to settle a margin call. And margin calls do occur. If you're going to use margin money, get prepared for one. Because markets can increase. I did, and I had to roll it out 6 weeks. Something I normally don't do, but every once in a while I do. Great adjustment on those rolls. Thank you, Alero. Why it take him 40 years to learn and me only 15 minutes? Because, Ethan, over the last 40 years, okay, other people have been learning and sharing what I've learned over the last 40 years, making it easier for people like you, okay? Now, I can say the same thing to my shop teacher, okay? He taught me something it took me years to perfect. Well, watching someone on YouTube, I got it in 5 or 10 minutes. Things happen in time. Anyway, Let's keep on moving. All right. What do we have here? Stevie. Hey, James, I was able to get X today also. Got a great premium. So did I. David and Lisa. Oh, David and Lisa in love. Oh, isn't that cute? Why are some premiums so high on stocks? Example, John Deere today. We'll take a look at John Deere in a minute. It has to do with the Black-Scholes pricing method. James, sorry, I just don't know why you had to block me. Just wanted to be within TikTok. Well, Bill, stop asking stupid shit. Okay? No, Bill, you did. All right, Luke. Gold has outpaced the S&P over the past 5 years. All these companies are overvalued. Thank you very much for that, Luke. But let me ask you a question, Luke. Okay? Here's an interesting question. If I buy a bar of gold, okay, buy a bar of gold, that's gold, right? Where does the weekly cash flow come from? Because I actually have some gold and I have some silver. But not once has anyone ever stopped off to drop me a check for the gold and the silver that I own. It doesn't have cash flow to it. It is a storage of wealth. It's not income. You can't get income from gold or silver or any precious metal. Get your game on. 20 years ago, you couldn't find anything aside from books. And to make trades as a normal person, it was harder then. Now, also, without internet, you may never meet someone that trades. Absolutely correct. And just to let you know, get your game on, when I first started trading, when I first started my journey, commissions were $250. So if you wanted to buy a stock, you had to pay a stockbroker $250 to buy it, and then you had to pay $250 to sell it. Okay? When the internet came, it was awesome. Awesome when it went from $250 down to $125. I was excited as hell. Okay? All right. Alero, do you do cash secured puts? Yes, I do. Just not here. Okay? John, Ethan, he had a very kind answer for you. You should be teaching if you know what he knows. Yeah, probably true. Okay? Ethan, if it wasn't for guys like me learning and sharing what we've learned, you wouldn't learn in 15 minutes what it took me 40 years to figure out. Mark, that's why I never dealt stocks before. Thank you, Internet. Cool beans. All right. So, that's it. Let's take a close look at Apple stock. Now, is this something that you would like? Now, I didn't buy Apple stock today, but it had a great opportunity here. Okay, got a bottom here, 1 day up, 2 days up. So, third day to the upside, yeah, jump in. But look at that gap up. More than likely, there should be some profit taking on that for Apple tomorrow. All right, so now is Apple next on the list? TSM, Taiwan Semiconductors. Uh-oh. ETB13, new guy, wants to know about VOO and QQQ. You're definitely in the wrong place, dude. Seriously. If you like VOO and QQQ, you are in the wrong place. I'm going to go over them just for the fun of it, just to show you why I don't like them. And maybe, just maybe, flick that little switch in your head that turns a light bulb on and say, wait a second, these suck. Why the hell am I buying these? Hold tight. We're going to go those in 1 second. All right. Frida, N-O-G. What the hell is N-O-G, Frida? N-O-G. Oh, I I get it. N-O-G. That's a no. Simple. Frida, no. I don't do monthly options. 16 May, 20 June, 19 September, 21 November. Those are months of the year. Meaning, if I wanted to trade them using options, I can only trade it once a month. There's no possible way to get weekly cash flow from a stock that only has monthly options, other than sitting in front of the computer watching this stupid thing all day long. Yeah, no thank you. I don't do monthlies. The numbers just don't work. Please don't ask me why. People always ask me why don't they work. Well, 1 + 1 = 2, but with monthly options, the numbers just don't work. KHC. Heinz Ketchup. We'll take a look at that in a minute. KHC. But right now, there's 3 stocks I want to go over because people wanted me to take a look. Now, VOO, QQQ, and Coney. So we're going to take a look at all 3 of them because all 3 of them are extremely similar. And all 3 of them are no, no, and hell no. So let's take a look. Now, I always tell people, if you're going to be investing in the stock market, you really need to have access to a financial website. Whatever financial website you want to use, learn how to use it. And then use it. Find out valuable information that whoever sold you those pieces of crap didn't want you to know. So, first and foremost, let's go take a look at the dividends. Okay? How consistently has VOO, QQQ, and Coney increased their dividend payments to their shareholders? Now, I've said it over and over and over again. For me personally, I like 2 decades of profits. Okay? Now, 2 decades of profits means 20 years of increased dividends. Because if you don't know what a dividend is, then you shouldn't be investing. Seriously, it is one of the simplest, easiest ideas to understand. Simply put, if you invest in a company, your part is providing them with money to do business. Their part is to do a good job and to make money. A dividend is your share of the company's profits. Plain and simple. If the company is profitable, it shares their profits. Awesome. If the company is very profitable, they will consistently share their profits. Now, if they're profitable every single year, the profits should go higher and higher and higher and higher. That's consistency of profitability. So if I make 100 million in 2000, okay, in 2001, if I make 90 million, well, that's a less. That's going down. No, I don't want to invest in companies like that. 310 Life, good evening. So let's take a look at these and see why I don't like them. Okay? First and foremost, we will look at Coney, because somebody wants to look at Coney, C-O-N-Y. Okay, you ready? Here we go. Coney. Yield max coin option income. Okay? Coin option income strategy, ETF, Coney. ETF, you know what that stands for? Electronically traded funds. Basically, how many dividends and how consistently does Coney increase those profits? Okay, so hypothetically, I want to go back 20 years, 2005. That's 20 years, 2 decades. Every single year, that number should get higher and higher and higher and higher and higher. So let's do it. Lloyd Detroit. Okay, CVS, we'll take a look at that in a bit. Right now, we're looking at the Three Stooges. Yeah, I really do need a pencil. It's great to have a pen, but pencil. All right, so let's take a look at the dividends. Okay, hold on a second. Coney only goes back to October 2023. Well, let me think. That's not even 2 years. Not even 2 years for Coney. 2-year-old company? No. Most companies don't get past 3 to 5 years. Why am I looking at a company with 2 years? Okay. Next, let's look at the numbers over the last 2 years. 209, sorry, $1.20. $1.07. Automatically it's a no. Okay, it goes from 120 to 107. That's backwards. 240 to 269 to 107. That's backwards again. 166, 279, 228. That's backwards. 169. That's backwards. 157. That's backwards. 1. That's backwards. Okay. Then it goes to 111, 2, 133. That's backwards. 83. That's backwards. 104. 59, 43. Hell no. There's no consistency whatsoever with Coney. Do you hear that? No consistency whatsoever with Coney. Okay? Netflix does not have a dividend. Yep. How a dividend? Okay, Netflix is way out overpriced. These young kids can't recognize an old G. Thank you for that. Anyway, so Coney is not even 2 years old, number one. Number two, they're not consistently profitable. Okay, more than once, they've decreased their dividend by 50% or more. Hell no. All right, so let's look at VOO. How wonderful are they with their dividends? Okay, here comes VOO. Okay, another electronically traded fund. Vanguard S&P 500 ETF, VOO. All right, let's go all, wait a second. I think VOO is older than that. 2010. All right, let's go all the way back to 205. Wait a second. This thing's not 20 years old either. This one's only 15 years old. All right, well, 15, you might be able to slide it in. I like 20 years. Yay, baby's in the house. All right. You buy a stock for 25, sell the option 35, then the stock drops to 23. Do you sell the option 23? No. The 24, the 24.50. Never at the money when the stock drops. Always 1 or 2 or 3 strikes out. Already explained it. David, just rewind a bit. Oh, David, really? What is a dividend? That ain't happening. Somebody explain to this guy what a dividend is. Okay, you got it? Luke, what the investor is paid per share a few times a year. A dividend is a portion of the company's profits given back to the investor. Some companies pay it once a year, some twice a year, some 4 times a year, some once every single month. Okay? It's a portion of the profits the company makes that it gives back to the investor. That's what a dividend is. If the company's profitable, it will share the profits with you. I'm looking for companies that are consistently profitable year after year after year, which means the dividend should go higher and higher and higher and higher and higher. Okay, so let's take a look at this one. 55.52, not a good start. Okay, 55 to 52, that is a decrease. 52 to 53, 53 to 57, 58, 68, 57, that's backwards. That's twice went backwards so far. All right, 57. All right, 57. 64, 68, 94, 67. That's 3 times it went backwards. 73, 78, 91, 77. That's 4 times it went backwards. 80, 87, 98, 90, 5 times. 95, 109, 100, 6 times. 95, 7 times. 8 times. 9 times. 101, 117, 118, 10 times. What is that? 108, 115, 120, 128, 145, 138, 12 times. 13 times, 14 times, 15 times. Yeah, hell no. When I say consistent, we're going to show you in a second. Hold on. I got one more to go. QQQ. Really? I wonder if these people actually ever read the numbers of the stuff that they buy. Okay, so look at the Qs. Same thing. Whoops, wait a minute. The Qs has 20 years. That much I do know. Yep, the Qs has 20 years. Okay, so the Q's got 20 years of dividends. Okay, I want to go 2005. 3, 10, 2. Yeah, backwards. 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 5, 4. 5, 4, 2, 7, backwards. 3, 7, 2, 6, backwards. 5, 3, 3, 3, backwards. 3, 4, 2, 8, backwards. 4, 3, 4, 9, 4, 4, backwards. 4, 1, backwards. 7, 3, 5, 1, backwards. 8, 9, 8, 9. 112, 108, backwards. 7, 7, backwards. Yeah, hell no. This, again, not consistently profitable. So it boggles my mind why you would put your money into a company that's clearly not consistently profitable. Let me show you what a consistent profitability should look like. You're all familiar with Microsoft, right? Let's go all the way back to 2005, right there. 8, 9, 10, 11, 13, 16, 20, 23, 28, 31, 36, 39, 42, 46, 51, 56, 62, 68, 75, 83. Every single number is higher and higher and higher than the previous one. Really, QQQ, I think that's a no. Absolutely, Bill, it's a no. Consistency of profitability. You can put your money any way you want. You ask me to take a look at something, I'm going to give you my honest opinion. Okay, Coney, not consistently profitable. VOO, not consistently profitable. QQQ, not consistently profitable. However, let's go back and take a look at something else that might enlighten you a little bit. Come on, you gotta wait for this though. Load up. All right. Here we go again. Invesco, QQQ Trust. Okay? Slide down here. Do you see what this is right here? That, my friends, is called the yield. The yield, or your rate of return for letting them use your money. So, for the privilege of using your money on QQQ, okay, $506 per share, okay, whoever's running QQQ is paying you point. Now, I need you to understand this. 0.63%. Not for the day, not for the week, not for the month, not for the quarter, for the year. 0.63. That's not even a 0.5%. So for every $100 you put in, every $100 you put in, you get 63 cents. 63 cents back. When I say 1% per week, well, 1% per week on a $100 investment, that's $1. So over a year, that's 50%. You're taking 63 cents as opposed to $50 on the same $100 investment. Okay, so $100 at 0.63 is 63 cents for a year. Now, when I'm saying 1% a week, $100 is $1 a week, which is $52 at the end of the year. And that is only simple interest. That's not compounded. Oh my goodness. India Kitchen. All right, nothing is better than Bitcoin. I beg to differ. I cannot go to Bitcoin and buy, I cannot go to Dunkin' Donuts or Starbucks and buy a cup of coffee with Bitcoin without having to transfer it into something else. So Bitcoin is good for what it's good for, but it has its limitations. And there is no wait at this moment in time, unless something happened in the last couple of days, where you can take your Bitcoin and sell an option on it and get weekly cash flow consistently, predictably, and safely. Bitcoin is not safe, and you know it's not. Okay? So don't be lying to people. You may be winning with Bitcoin, but there's a lot of losers with Bitcoin. QQQ expense ratio is too big. All right, thank you. El Crypto Padrino sold Saya after it went up over 40 this morning. Bought it after it missed the first quarter. Okay, cool. Yeah, baby. Okay, what if you buy 100 shares of a company, N, and sell a covered call, and that company price increases every week for a half a year? What's the highest amount of time you rolled an option forward? Interesting question. Now, I did buy, I did buy this year Harley Davidson. Well, actually, I didn't buy it this year. I bought it last year. I bought it in October. Okay, so November, December, January, February, March, April, May. That's 7 months. It doesn't beat the Kimberly-Clark that I had for 9 months. I had Kimberly-Clark for 9 months, and I did a covered call every single week. Okay, U.S. Steel. I've had that since, I think, November. Okay, it went up, it went down, it went up, it went down. But every single week, I write a covered call, and it brings me in cash flow. Okay, so always about the numbers. Yeah, baby. Always look at the numbers. Whatever you paid for it, whatever you jumped up. All right, hold on. I'm going to do this stupid thing again. Oh, nope. Thank you. All right. All right. Dum, dum, dum. Kurt. All right. Kurt, would you buy Compass Diversified at 7, knowing what Lugo Diamond did? It was at around 16 last. No, I never heard of it, Kurt. Sorry. 4K. Secured puts. Okay. Nick Torres. What ETF have highest yields? That would be Coney. That has the highest yields that I know of. All right. KG wants to take a look at Kraft Heinz. Okay, so yeah, baby, did that make sense? Always going to be about the numbers. Whatever you bought it for, great. Sell a covered call against it as it increases. Roll it forward every single week until it stops making you money. At some point, it will stop making money. I have a problem with bots and scammers and hackers, and I should become a moderator. Yeah, you should, Bill. Although on cash secured puts or covered calls on QQQ daily, very less risk and company catalyst. Yeah, you have fun with that. That's not what I do. I like simple, safe, predictable, and consistent. Qs have a horrible cash flow. Okay? No consistency with the Qs at all. Zobia, gold, explain. Gold is nothing more than a paperweight or a dust collector. Okay? It holds on to value. You cannot get weekly cash flow from gold. Terribly sorry. Okay? If you want to know about gold, you're in the wrong place. Thank you for interacting. Thank you very much. But you're wasting your time here. I don't do hard assets that just sit around and collect dust. Don't get me wrong, gold increases in value, but it doesn't give you any cash flow. Gold is shooting up because the US dollar is weakening. Gold does not change value. Okay. How would you advise a new day trader to position themselves in this 2025 trading environment where the swipe of a pen can alter the direction of the market? Well, number one, I don't do day trading, so I'm not the person to ask that question to. Okay, Zora, we're going to do crafts in a minute. Okay, hold on tight. There is a mining stock. Lady Foss, good evening again. All right, so get rid of that gum. Losing its flavor. All right, so where were we? KHC is coming up next. All right, and K Ranch. Yeah, I don't do day trading at the wrong place. Hello, nice to see you too. All right, what do we have over here? Oh, I'm not going to do those yet. All right, so I'm done with the Qs. I'm done with Coney. And I'm done with, ooh, wait a minute, Misty, the same thing. MSTY, I don't even think Misty has dividends. So when someone asked about Misty, Coney, VOO, and QQQ. Okay, MSTY. Misty is also a no, because they're just horrible also. But that's just my opinion. What the hell do I know? So I always tell people, do your own research. Oh, here's lovely. Oh my goodness, is that right? 124. Hold on a minute. MSTY and Coney. Outrageous. Historical performance, dividends only. MSTY. Let's take a look at the dividends for Misty. Oh, you got to be kidding me. This thing's not a year old either? Okay, not even a year old. Well, April 24. Okay, so maybe it's just a year. So it goes from 412 to 250. That's almost a 45% drop. Why would you possibly think that's good? If the dividend was 412, then it drops to 250, goes to 3, then to 230, dropped again, then to 190, then to 180, then to 419, 440, to 3, to 227, then to 2. Yeah, hell no. There's no consistency there whatsoever. Okay? Yeah, House, thank you for that. Yep, Misty dividend was 237 last month. Lovely. They all are elite yield max ETFs. Yes, I know. I'm well aware of that. And all, my humble opinion, something I would never buy. Okay, Luke, GLD. Can you see a gold chart? Why? Why would I possibly want to look at a gold chart? Hello, nice to see you. Can I hop on guest on TikTok and say hi, please? Only after you send me your phone number. I have a call. We chat. Make sure that you can contribute to the conversation. SCHD. Oh my goodness. SCHG. Hell no. Okay, Joker, do you even look at the numbers of that crap you're talking about? SCHD. Okay? Look at the dividends for SCHD. All of them. Give me all of them. Maximum. Oh, 2011. Not 20 years old. No. Oh my goodness. SPY. Still no. Okay? 4. Got 40, 69, 70, 75, 83, 91, 102, 105, 81. That's backwards. 133, 114. That's backwards. 87. That's backwards. 135, 117. That's backwards. 162, 155. Backwards. 147. Backwards. 181, 167 backwards, 180. This thing's up and down too. No consistency of profitability whatsoever. Okay, Luke, gold, you're definitely on your desk. It sits in your vault. It sits under your bed. It sits somewhere. It doesn't give you any weekly cash flow at all. If you got millions, good for you. You're in the wrong place. I'm looking for cash flow. I'm looking to help out those who need cash flow. Alrighty? What are even talking about? Dividend investing for weekly cash flow. Alright. Joker, no. Okay, him, SPYU, double hell no. Cliff, okay, where do we put the money? Joker, I have no idea who you are or what you're looking for. I'm specifically I'm looking for a safe, simple, predictable, consistent 1% per week. That's over 50% per year. That's what I'm looking for. That's what I'm sharing. If you're looking for something else, you're definitely in the wrong place. Can you explain how it gives you weekly cash flow? Absolutely. Okay, Carlos, sit, chill. I'm here until 11:30. I got 7 channels going, so I'm going to try to get to each question as best I can. All right, you actually responded, I never expected it. Okay, sorry about that. I respond to every single question asked. Cliff, until you buy in the stock goes down and you're stuck holding the bag, you don't sell ever. Why would I sell at a loss? Antoine, good evening. How are you doing today? Okay, think of it this way, Cliff. All right, so we got a lot of new people here tonight. I'm going to pause for 1 second and explain exactly what we're doing because I'm just repeating myself over and over and over again. Okay? Back in 2008, when my 9-year-old daughter jumped on my lap, said, Daddy, what are you doing? Can you teach me? My 9-year-old daughter wanted to learn how to trade stocks. So how do you teach a 9-year-old, hold your questions, how do you teach a 9-year-old, I got to prove I'm human. Okay. Why not SCHD long term? Hell no. Do you even look at the numbers before you buy something? Just hold tight for a second. Okay? Hold all the questions. Now, what I said, my 9-year-old jumped on my lap, said, Daddy, what are you doing? Can you teach me? 9 years old. Most adults don't understand this. So my challenge was coming up with the 5 criteria. It had to be simple. She's 9. It had to be safe. So she didn't lose any money and start crying and make me feel bad. Okay? It had to be predictable. So it was coming in consistently. Oh, simple, safe. Oh, predictable. Had to know exactly what she's making before she did it. And then number 5, the big one, no way to lose. Now we're talking about a 9-year-old. Simple, safe, predictable, consistent, no way for her to lose. So I had to come up with 5 rules. And these are the 5 rules that my 9-year-old daughter traded by. Rule number 1, if it's not on the list, then don't even bother looking at it. That's a big one. If it's not on the list, don't even bother looking at it. Okay, we're going to get to the list in a second. Number 2, never sell at a loss. It defeats the purpose of the game. And yes, this is a game. All right? Don't kid yourself thinking that it's not. Rule number 3, and this is a big one, and it surprises the hell out of me every single day. Never invest in a company that's not consistently profitable. VOO, QQQ, Coney, SP, whatever the hell that is, SCHD, they're not consistently profitable. No way. No way to lose if you hold forever after you collect your premium. Cliff, I'm going to get to that in a minute. Never invest in companies not consistently profitable. That means every single year their profits need to, have to. Other than that, I'm not doing it. Higher and higher and higher and higher dividends. Higher profits every single year. There's over 10,000 different companies. There's no way possible that there cannot be certain companies. Dividend Kings, 50 years or more of consistent profitability. 50 years, that's 5 decades. Dividend Aristocrats, 25 years, consistent profitability. Dividend Champions, 25 years, consistent profitability. Dividend Contenders, 10 to 24 years of consistent profitability. And then for the fun, we'll throw in Warren Buffett's list because we like Warren Buffett. He's cool, great, wonderful. So those 5 lists I just gave you, over 300 companies that are consistently profitable. Okay, how is SPY not profitable? Oh my Jesus, Lord save me from this dude. Are you ready for this? SPY. All right, you ready for this? Hold on. Come on, fill up. There you go. All right, you ready? Spiders, S&P 500 ETF, SPY. Okay, dividends only from 2011 until 2025. Let's count the dividends for the last 20 years. I don't want to go all the way back. Last 20 years. I want to see all of them. Okay, last 20 years, 2005. Here we go. Now, you do understand consistency of profitability. The numbers should get higher and higher and higge. Page isn't responding. Wait. All right, here we go. Wait. All right. 2005. All right, him. Are you ready? Here we go. 2005, 46, 48, 52, 67, 51. Dude, that's backwards. Okay? That is backwards. From 67 to 51 is backwards. That's not increasing. That's decreasing. Okay, that's 06, 51, 55, 57, 79, 55. That's backwards twice. 65, 71, 77, 64. That's backwards 3 times. And we're only on 2008. 64, 2008, 66, 69, 71, 56, 4 times backwards. 51, 5 times backwards. 50, 6 times backwards. 59, 48, 7 times backwards. SPY, it's not consistently profitable. You can look at the numbers yourself. I'm not making this shit up. This is Yahoo Finance. Go to Google Finance. Go anywhere you want. Take a look at every single dividend SPY has paid out over the last 20 years. Have they gone up every single year? No, they have not. They are not consistently profitable. I said consistently profitable year after year after year. It's not. Read the numbers yourself. All right, let's go actually do some trading. You guys keep asking me stupid questions, and I don't know why you keep asking me. I tell you, you don't believe me? Fine. You don't want to read the numbers? Hey, that's your problem, not mine. Let's go on to the next one. Okay, so SPY is a no. Sorry, brother, if you don't want to read the numbers and understand them, it's your problem, not mine. Next, Cliff. Cliff, you better have a lot of cash to play this game. It's a game play if you have the cash to hold. Okay, Cliff, I'm going to disagree with you. I do things a little bit differently. All right? Now, my grandson started out with $50. Okay, my girlfriend started out with $3,500. Okay, I started out with, I think, $12,000 20 some odd years ago. Demetria, good evening to you. Crystal, good evening. J. Lou, good evening. Buy more Pfizer tomorrow. We'll take a look at Pfizer. Hold that thought. Him, what's the best dividend stocks? Well, you have to sit and chill, don't you? James Kennedy mentioned blah, 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 blah. Okay. Cliff, this is wealth. Fund management scenarios. You better have the cash to hold. Terribly sorry, Cliff. I'm going to disagree with you yet again. Lady Foss, NSC. What the heck is that? NSC. Damn it, I need a pencil. This pen bullshit. Okay, Joker. Yeah, we're going to look at Pfizer in a little bit. Okay, Pfizer, PFE. P. Damn it. Fucking pen. All right. This is actually the first time ever been in a video. Samir, good evening. You actually responded. Okay. Misty, thoughts on that dividend? Also Zim. Yeah, no. Sorry. Both of those are a no. Carlos, do you think Altria is a good one? Oh, hell yeah. I love Altria. Altria is on my list. As a matter of fact, I owned Altria last week, and I sold it last week. So this week, I'm waiting for Altria to come down a little bit before I jump back into Altria again. All right, so let's get out of this crap and look at some good stuff. Okay, Joker, yeah, we are going to look at Heinz in a little bit. Let's get rid of this. NOG's a no. Next on my list, I can't read my own damn writing. That freaking pen, that's what it is. KHC, let's do it. KHC. KHC, Heinz Ketchup. It's been around for over 100 years. Okay, now, Heinz Ketchup is a dividend king, which means they have consistently increased their profits for more than 5 decades. Some of you people in the audience aren't even 50 years old, but this company here, it's over 100 years old. It will probably be here long after I am gone. Okay? And yes, they consistently increase their profits every single year. Kevin, good evening. John Deere, we're going to take a look at John Deere in a little bit. Damn pen. All right, let's keep on going. Where are we? Sounds like Cliff doesn't know what he's talking about. Okay, I'm still pretty new. So are you just selling covered calls and puts? Okay, Daniel, I don't do puts here. Okay, but I do them on my other trading groups. Okay, here I only do one trading strategy. Because I'm here on my own volition, for free, not charging anyone anything, and I show you everything you need to know. All right, so let's keep progressing. Here's Heinz Ketchup, 5 things right at the top. The high, the low, where was it? Where is it? Look at the motion. Down, up, down, up, down. We're at 28.15, which means if I buy it tomorrow morning, I can sell it to someone for 28, and that's bringing in 30 cents a share. But, hold on, if I buy it at 28.14 and I sell the 28, well, I'm losing 14 cents. Well, take the 14 cents off here, and I'm only walking away with 23. 23 cents on a $28 stock is not 1%. So I'm going to say no to Heinz Ketchup because the numbers just aren't working. What do I think about MSTR and its trajectory? Jeremy, no. Don't put all your eggs in one basket. Don't waste in one company. Interesting, different companies inside. All right. Thank you, Samir. All right, so let's keep on moving. Now, unfortunately, you're going to find this a lot. If the company is big enough, and Kraft Heinz is a big company, been around a long time, they don't need our money. So if I'm buying it at 28.15 or 28.14, and I sell the 28s, I'm walking away with just less than 1%. So we're going to pass on that one and do another one. Are my comments not showing up? Yeah, your comments are not showing up. I just answered your question. Are my comments not showing up? Yeah. We're going to do Pfizer in a minute. So KHC is going to be a no only because the numbers, there are other ones that are better. Let's take a look at Pfizer, PFE. Okay. High, low is, look at the motion. Sideways down, up, down. What's going on here? Let's zoom into that really quick. Is it a good option or not? 30 days ago, we'd be looking at the 12, which would be right about there. No. And here's the reason why. Here's your 30-day bottom right here. Here's your 30-day top. Okay, from a 30-day bottom, people say, oh, this is cheap. Let me buy something. Great. They do that. The stock goes up. It gets to a certain point where people say, hold on a second. This thing just went from 21 to 24. That's a $4 move. On a that's a $3 move. On a $21 stock, that's a 15% move. 15%, yeah, I'm taking profits. I take profits after 5%. This is 15. Profit taking, now we're here. New bottom right there. That's the new bottom right there. So, 2 days to the upside, maybe Thursday or Friday, it might look good. So is Pfizer profitable? Yes, it is. Thoughts on NVIDIA? Dude, seriously, check the numbers on NVIDIA. They get a 1 penny dividend. Stock is what, 114, 115, somewhere in that area? The dividend is 1 penny. They haven't increased their dividends in decades. Hell no. And then take a look at the book value. The book value on NVIDIA is somewhere around $5 or $6. So you're paying $100 and something per share for a stock that's only worth $5 or $6. Take a look at the numbers. Numbers don't lie. Find a financial website you like. I like using Yahoo Finance. You can use Google Finance. You can use whatever finance channel you want. But look at the details of the company. What's their profitability? What's their revenue per share? How much money do they have coming in consistently? I just joined the live 5 minutes ago. Are you opposed to sharing your strategy on this type of trade? Well, Drew, that's what we're doing. Hey, look at Pepsi. Love Pepsi. I'll write it down. We'll take a look at it in a little bit. PEP and a fucking pen. Hold that thought for a second. Honey, when you're done, can you find me a pencil, please? Thank you. gotta find a pencil. Pen sucks. All right. Thank you, Joker. He says that Heinz Ketchup has been going through some restructuring problems for the last few years. Okay, fine. Okay, I looked at the numbers. The numbers don't look that great. Okay, now don't get me wrong. Heinz Ketchup, KHC, is a great company once they get their shit together. Buffett said he regretted buying the stock. Okay. Target, let me know if you're proud of me. Oh my goodness. What will happen if I just invested in Apple right now? Okay, Samir, I can't tell you what to do because I have. Oh, Stenzi. Oh, Steven's out of here. See you later, Steven. Okay, so Samir, I can't tell you what to do because I know absolutely nothing about you. Okay? I don't nothing about you, which means I can't in good conscience give you something to do or tell you where to put money. Fredo, we're going to take a look at Ford in a little bit. It is written down, so sit tight. We'll get to it. Lady Foss, Old Dominion Freight. You have to give me the ticker symbol for that. Nick. Misty, I heard was a good set to get in for dividends, but I'm new at the dividends. Uh-oh. Nick, I want to share something with you. ODFL. What the heck is ODFL? Let me look at it real quick. ODFL. ODFL. Yeah, no. Sorry, kiddo. ODFL. 16 May, 20 June, 18 July, 17 October. No, I don't do monthlies. The numbers just don't work. Meta. Crystal, no. Meta only has 2 years. Actually, no. Meta only has 1 year of dividends. No. Joker, I forgot to ask if Pfizer would be a good long-term hold. Okay, now, Joker, my idea of long-term is 30 days. That's a little bit different than yours. So if you think holding on to Pfizer for 30 days is a good idea, hey, more power to you. If the numbers don't work, no thank you. Uh-oh. I am 8. Samir, you should not be here if you are 8. Shali, why no dividends keep going up when the stock is going down? Jeremy, James, anyone ever tell you that you look like the police chief in the movie Jaws? No, nobody's ever told me that one, but thank you. Lady Foss, Norfolk Southern. You have to get it. Give me the ticker symbol, because that doesn't mean anything to me. Okay? Now, I've been doing this for well over 20 years. You can give me a ticker symbol or a company name, and I can tell you whether or not it's going to be a yes or a no, just by looking at it. Okay? So I try not to make things complicated. Hershey, Drew, hold on a second. Hershey, HSY. Altria, NSC. Okay, we already did Apple earlier today. Bill, so you had enough fun with the pen. Okay, I see angry just well on a pencil. Yep. Okay, Navit, we already looked at Apple. Okay, you guys are just throwing stuff out. You're not actually, putting any consideration into this. Okay, never heard of NSC. Never heard of INBS. Okay, so OGFI is a no. All right, next. Better to go with companies that have been around for a while and has progress each year. Well, Crystal, look at it this way. Okay, Crystal, here's a damn Tony Hawk. That's funny. Crystal, think of it this way. You have worked however long you work to earn your money. I'm just making the guess that you earn your money in a certain way. Well, now you got to take that money and invest it a certain way. You could do whatever you want to do. For me, I don't want to invest in a company that is not profitable. And I mean consistently profitable, year after year after year after year. Now, there's over 10,000 different companies you can invest in. We looked last week, there was 10,036. 10,036 companies in the stock market. How do you pick the right one? AGI, Johnny, come on. Do you do any research? Jim Cramer's brother. I could be called worse. Oh, Chris, INBS, just approved for a patent for drug testing through sweat. Okay, Chris, so the question is is INBS more than 20 years old? And do they have 20 years of increased profitability? Probably not. And Carlos, O Realty, did you not listen to anything I say? Cleveland Cliffs, hell no. AGI is a gold stock, hell no. No and no. Pepsi, him. Okay, hold on a second. I am interested in, am I hearing wrong? MSTR, MSTY are being good for dividend? No. I said no to MSTR and MSTY. Crystal, I'm new in this, I must say, is very good. Thank you. I like how you keep everything simple. Okay, thank you. Bill, so why you don't like the stocks? Like, hell no. Oh my goodness. Okay, Bill, see, this is what pisses me off about you, Bill. You've been here long enough. You know when I say no, it means no. I wasn't clear on that one. Sorry. Okay, Nick, not a problem. But Nick, think about it this way. Okay? Never invest in a company. This is just for me. You can do whatever you want. I personally never invest in a company unless they have 2 decades of profitability. NSC, Lady Foss, come on. You're new here. Don't make me get unhappy with you. NSC. Okay, Norfolk Southern Company. Well, now that's interesting. NSC. Well, let's check it out. 11, 13, 16, 18, 22, 26, 29, 32, 34, 36, 40, 43, 47, 50, 52, 54, 57, 59. Uh-oh. They stalled at 59. 59, 59, 59, 59. Okay, 61, 72, 80, 86, 94, 99, 109, 124, 135, and then it's stuck at 135. Okay, so NSC is not that bad, but it is stuck at 135 for the past 3 years, and then it got stuck at 95, or whatever it was, for 3 years. Okay. Don't you pay attention to the record date? Ford and Pfizer record date had just occurred. Maddie, babe, what's happening? Okay, hold on. WIMI, never heard of it. You're right. I did read something about long-term companies. Thank you. Okay, Target is a good one. Oh, I didn't mean you. Sorry if I... No, Lady Frost, you didn't annoy me. NSC is not one of those companies I usually invest in. And what is the reasoning for NSC? NSC. Oh, 239, and it jumped up. Interesting. All right, well, let's take a look at NSC for a second. Here's the high, here's the low, here's where it was, here's where it is. Look at this. Down, up, down, up, down. Now it's going up. But look at this big, huge jump right there. Not a good time to jump in it, especially with a jump like that. Is most likely going to be profit-taking tomorrow. Look at this. Okay, yesterday it was at 223. Now it's at 239. That big jump, more than likely, they'll be profit-taking tomorrow. So it's not something you might want to jump into. Isn't online safety important? Games, because a lot of people aren't being safe. Okay. Okay. Apple phones are very expensive. Samir, thank you. The James Bill banter is quite entertaining. James, you have the patience of a saint. Thank you. How much have you made? Okay, Jason, that's an awkward question because there's a lot of unanswered questions in your question. Okay, how much did I make? Well, how much did I make today? How much did I make yesterday? How much did I make this week? How much did I make last week? How much did I make 10 years ago? How much did I make when I was 5? It's a lot of blank questions in there. Joker, Jim Cramer, Evening Edition. How can I inside trade like Kelly Loeffler? I have no idea who she is, Richie. Okay, follow her. Find out what trade she's making. Do that. Okay. Drew, are you streaming on more than one platform? I don't see all those comments on TikTok. So Drew, here you go. You're new here, Drew. Okay. So I got 7 channels, Drew. So I got questions here, questions there, questions there, questions there, questions there, and a few down here. H-A-S. Is that Hasbro? Just stop laughing. Oh, how much I made in the last 5 years? Over 1% a week. All right, H-A-S. H-A-S. Hasbro. I was right. Hasbro's a no. Sorry, dude. 16 May, 20 June, 18 July, 15 August. I don't do monthlies. The numbers just don't work. That makes sense. And yes, I'm new. Yeah, okay. Amazon. Okay, Joker, you've been here long enough. I don't do companies that don't have dividends. Amazon has no dividends. Jason, I trade the M15, so I scalp. Alrighty. Well, then what are you doing here? Ian, how much have you made today? I don't trade daily, but I think I made about a couple of $100 today. $300 or $400 in one of my trading accounts, which is over 3% for the week in that account. I was messing with you. Okay. Was it a no to MO? Hold on. IBM. Okay, hold on. You guys are just going way too fast, and we're not looking at anything because I'm answering all these questions. Hasbro. Yeah, the same scenario. Got a gap up here, gap up there, and it's a monthly. I don't do monthlies. The numbers just don't work. MO Altria. I love Altria. However, take a look at Altria. 30-day high was just a couple of days ago. So Thursday was a down day. Friday was a down day. I got rid of mine on Friday because it was going down. So I bought it at 55 down here. And it just didn't make sense to roll it forward anymore because the numbers weren't working. So I'm waiting for Altria to come back down here again. Now it's at 56. So as soon as it gets down a little bit lower, it turns around, comes back up, then I will jump back into Altria. So Altria is a no at the moment. When you say you don't do monthly, what do you mean? Daniel, how are you today? Now, Daniel, hold that thought. Daniel, you ready? 16 May, that's this Friday. 23 May, that's next Friday. 30 May, that's 3 Fridays away. 6 June, 4 Fridays away. 13 June, 5 Fridays away. Every single Friday. That means every week, not every month. So I trade weekly options, dividend stocks for weekly cash flow, which means I need something that trades on a weekly basis, and that is a weekly option. 10 minutes a day. Okay, I jump in on Monday morning. I make all my trades. I sell some covered calls, and on Friday they usually expire, or I roll them into the next week to get another 1% every single week. So 1% a week is over 50% per year. This is great, having good time learning. All right, Carlos, name, do you have a list of stocks that meet your minimum criteria that you look through every week? Absolutely. You ready? Here we go. Dividend Kings, Dividend Aristocrats, Dividend Champions, Dividend Contenders, Warren Buffett's list. That's 5 lists right there. 5 lists right there. Kings, Aristocrats, Champions, Contenders, Buffett. That's 5 lists. That's over 300. Entertain your requests anymore. Never heard DIN. All right. So Daniel, hope that means you understand that. There's a difference between a weekly option and a monthly option. I don't do monthly options. What broker do I use? I use Think or Swim, which is through Charles Schwab, and I also use Robinhood. Hims, Pepsi. Didn't we look at Pepsi already? Do you have a moment to scan Hershey? HSY. High, low, was, is. Look at this. Down, up, down, sideways. 170, 197. The 172 is 20 cents. Hell no. Okay? Drew, hell no to Hershey. Pepsi, PEP. High, low, was, is. Look at this. Down, up, down. Yep. I'm waiting to find the bottom. Let's zoom in closer to find out exactly what that looks like. Okay? Today is the bottom of the year for Pepsi. you are going to make all your money or most of your money buying low and selling high. Pepsi is over 100 years old. They are a dividend king. They have increased their dividends for 5 decades. That's 50 years. They are at the bottom of the year. They are over 100 years old. They are consistently profitable every single year. Okay, John Deere. Okay, John Deere, DE. Hell no, it's at the high of the year. Well, almost the high of the year. But that's pretty close to the high of the year. No, I don't buy at the high. You make your money buying low, selling high. You sell at the high, I don't buy at the high. You can do what you want. Everything that you invest, it has given. Samir, I have no idea. Is wealth simple, good to use? Yep. What broker to use? Okay. What? K. Kellanova. What the heck is Kellanova? Hell no. GE, General Electric. Hell no. Do you guys even look at these things yourself? Seriously. You ask me to look at stuff. Do you even look at it yourself before you ask me? Because we're basically wasting our time looking at some of this stuff. It's at the high of the year. Why would I buy something at the high of the year? No. Leggett and Platt. Okay. LEG. No, LEG. LEG. No. Leggett and Platt is a monthly. Sorry. All right, so that's enough for you guys over here. I'm going to go over to this account here. I put them on pause for a moment, and I get 96 questions. Kellanova is such a bad stock because it is useful, terrible. No. Okay, thank you there, Bill. All right, Fredo, no. My question was on John Deere and the other stocks. Why are some premiums so high? Okay, David, the premiums are high because of what is called, are you ready for this? Black-Scholes option pricing method. Okay, look it up. Black-Scholes option pricing method. Sohail Sadek, please tell me why dividends still go higher even when the stock is going down. Okay, you do realize, okay, stock price, this here, got nothing to do with the company. That is the public's perception of the value of the company. That's a hard one for a lot of people to digest. Okay? Okay, Sadiq? Here, we are looking at statistics. Are you ready? Market cap, enterprise value, price earnings ratio, sales price, profit margin, operating margin, return on assets, revenue per share, gross profit, net income at common, whatever the hell that is. Okay, earnings per share, quarterly earnings growth, total cash, book value. These are the value of the company. That is what the company is worth. Okay? The actual real numbers. Okay? What you're looking at, the stock charts. These numbers right here. There's 4 numbers. The opening price, the high of the day, the low of the day, and the close of the day. Okay? Those 4 numbers. Out of those 4 numbers, 3 of them are made up by us. The 4th one, the opening price of the day, that sets the tone of the day. Who sets that? There's one person. One person and one person alone knows what the opening price of the day is going to be. That's the person who decides what the opening price is going to be. That is the market maker. We, the buyers and sellers, we decide what is too high. We decide what is too low. We decide when we want to start buying, and we decide when we want to stop buying. So all this crap here, that's all us, the buyers and sellers. The actual value of the company is in the numbers of the company. The book value, earnings per share, market cap, earnings growth year over year. All those numbers, the actual factual numbers, that's the value of the company. So Target is a yes based on this info. Hold on a second. Let's take a look at Target. Because Target is a dividend king. They have been around for 100 years. They have increased their payments every single year. Okay, high, low, where was it? Where is it? Look at the motion. Down, sideways, big drop, up, down, up. Okay, so it's definitely coming up off of the bottom of the year. Okay, so the high of the year is 170. The bottom of the year is 90. That is almost a 50% drop from the high to the low. All right, well, what's happening here? That's where all the action is at the moment. Okay, so let's zoom in. Okay, so here's your 30-day bottom. Here's your 30-day top. Okay, she went up, pulled back, and then she shot up again. Not the time to jump in, my humble opinion. Okay, after that profit taken comes down, then it'd be time to jump in. Okay, my question was on John Deere. Okay, we already did that one. Next, we're over here. All right, so let's do these over here. Hold on, before I do that, let me look up one more so I get one more done. Ford. Someone's been asking me for Ford since we started. Okay, 3 to 4 seconds. High, low, is. Look at this. Up, down, sideways, down, up. 1055. The 1050s are going for 15. That's 1.5%. 1.5% every week is about 75% at the end of the year. Now, unfortunately, you do have to put some time and effort into it because it's every week. So ask yourself a question. Do you got pets? Do you feed your pets every day? Do you take care of your pets every day? Do you have children? Do you take care of your children every day? Do you feed them, water them, have a roof over their heads? Great. Well, why don't you take care of your money? Because your children are going to move out. Pets are going to die. You're going to be alone, and then you have your money. If you don't keep track of your money every single day, there are other people out there that will. Okay, you get two choices. Do it yourself, give it to someone else to do. But I can guarantee you this, no one else has more interest in your money than you. I got to do the questions on TikTok because I stopped them and I have 99 questions. Holy shit, that's a lot of questions. All right, so let's do this. KHC, where you looked at. All right. Okay. Yep. KDP. Oh, wow. Thank you. KDP. What the heck is KDP? I've seen a few white candles. Okay. Do you use gamma levels? Nope, I don't. Great adjustment on those rolls. Thank you, Alero. Why did it take him 40 years? Okay, Ethan, thank you for that. Cash secured. Never dealt stocks before. Thank you. Okay, fine. Nog, we did that one. All right, Yu-Gi-Oh. Yu-Gi-Oh. Mary June, good evening to you. Basha, good evening. Can you please explain why, in some cases, dividends still go up when stocks lose value? Well, just because the stock price goes down doesn't mean they're not making a profit. That's exactly what it means. Because the stock price, we just talked about this, is the public's perception of the value. It's got nothing to do with the cash flow coming in. Okay? Oh, I know you don't like the Qs, but you can look at JEPQ. Frito, you look at JEPQ first. Then come back and tell me how many years has JEPQ increased their dividends. And then we'll talk. Can you check out GRYP? Hell no. I have never even heard of that company. Okay, you look at GRYP. And then come back and tell me how many years have they increased their dividends every single year. That means from 2005. Okay? 2006, 2007, 2008, 2009, 2010, 11, 12, all the way up to 2025. Go back 20 years. Look at GRYP, JEPQ, and tell me why or how many years have they consistently increased? I got to go back with these people over here. Okay, I honestly don't care what Trump's boy bought. He has more money than he knows what to do with. He doesn't have to rely on income like I have to. I have to rely on my own efforts. He's relying on his daddy's name. Okay, if it wasn't for his dad, he wouldn't be where he was. Okay, you make him a child of someone else, he wouldn't be any good. Okay, when you're in that scenario, when you're in that situation, you have no choice in the matter but to do something. 14 millions of inventory. We already looked at Ford. Okay, what do you think? No, because it can't possibly keep going up. Okay, let's zoom in. Okay, 1 week, 2 weeks, 3 weeks, 4 weeks. You think it's going to continue up 5 weeks before this pullback? Look at the bottom. 8. Now it's at 10.60. That's $2.50. Now I know it doesn't sound like a lot, but $2.50 on an $8 stock is 25%. This thing went up 25%, and you think there's no profit taking coming? You're in for a different story. What about Reddit? They haven't been around long enough. Nick, in your opinion, which are the top 2 best dividend stocks? And I'm looking to do covered calls, if any, into on that. I used to day trade naked calls and puts. Thank you for doing this live. Okay, Nick, you're welcome. Number 1, I have no idea who you are. I have no idea what you're looking for. So for me to give you any tips whatsoever would be doing you a disservice. And it'll also put me on the hook for telling you something. And if you do it wrong, it's still going to be my fault. So I don't want to take that responsibility because I know nothing at all about you. But if you want to leave your number, I'll give you a call and we'll chat. Okay? Any of you here want to drop your number in a DM and I will call you back. Seriously, I will. But understand this. I don't do cryptocurrency. I don't do Forex. I don't do quick, what do you call it? Quick contracts or fast contracts. Okay? I don't do any of that stuff. Okay? I don't do WhatsApp. I don't do Telegram. If you get an email or text or something that's saying it's me, it's probably not. Because what I say to everybody, if you really want to talk to me, I love talking to people. I really do. You want to talk to me? Send me your number. I'll give you a call. What about Reddit? I already said Reddit's not old enough. I'm sorry. What's the focus here? Long, short divs investing for retire? Okay, begin gaming. Okay, now what I'm doing here is investing for a simple, safe, predictable, consistent 1% per week using nothing but pre-qualified dividend stocks and didn't win one of the safest strategies there is called the covered call for weekly cash flow. I'm looking for a simple, safe, predictable, consistent 1% per week. That's what I'm doing. Biggin. Insanity. NASDAQ, hell no. All right, so let's keep on going over here. Charlie, how are you doing? 14 mil inventory, great. Okay, we already looked at Ford. JMR, good evening. Thank you for following. Trend Plan Trading, cool beans, 1990, good. Verizon, yep. Verizon is consistently profitable. Okay, Insanity, I don't do Forex. How would you compare SMCI versus Tempest AI? Sorry, dude, you're in the wrong place. Okay? Simply put, from the input that you have come up with so far, you are wasting your time here. Now, I'm trying to be courteous to you to let you know there are other ways for you to find out what you're looking for. Because what you're asking me, when I read it, I can tell that you are not in the same place that most people are here. We're looking for simple, safe, predictable, consistent 1% per week using nothing but pre-qualified dividend stocks. And those are companies that are consistently profitable for more than 2 decades. So far, everything you've put in tells me that you're in the wrong place. I'm trying to do you a favor. Dude, don't be sorry. I'm just trying to do you a favor. You're wasting your time here. Because what I'm looking for is cash flow. I'm not looking for something 5, 10, 15, 20 years from now. I'm looking for something that's going to pay me this Friday. It's going to pay me next Friday. And pay me next Friday. Every single Friday. Okay, what you're looking for is something totally different. Okay. All right. Begin again. Oh yeah. Okay. Whatever. Daniel, thank you for answering my questions. I am learning a lot. So you're buying in shares and selling calls. Absolutely. Thank you. Okay, 19. Thank you. That's crazy. Yes, it is. Can I hop on the guest for a few seconds to say hi? Basha, hi. And no, I don't let anybody on unless they actually leave your phone number and I call you and then go from there. Drew, when you sell covered calls, do you sell in, near, out of the money? Okay, Drew, it's always, always, always going to be about the numbers and safety first. Okay, I want a consistent 1% per week. Fine. Second, I want to make sure my money is safe. Okay, so whatever strike price is closest to the purchase price that gives me an in and out really quick, that's what I'm going to take. My main objective is preservation of my capital and then weekly cash flow. So consistency of profitability and cash flow. Okay, Barry, Slot, and E-Money, do yourself a favor, both of you. Okay, go into a financial website. Look up how often has SCHD consistently increased its dividends. Barry, same with you. Does MSTY have 2 decades of profitability? Thank you, Mr. Bill. All right, let's keep on going. Sold SPMO today. Never heard of it. Amy, good evening. Kevin, what's the best place to put money right now? In a tip jar at the Pizza Parlor. Thank you, Bill. Is JEPQ a waste of time? Fredo, you got to take a look at it and figure that out for yourself. Barry Slot, MSTY, high yield ETF. Yeah, absolutely it is. But Barry, here's a question. Okay? Barry, did you take a look at what MSTY is paying every single year? Okay, now Barry, if you can explain in a manner in which people will understand, how can it be possible for a company to pay out more money than they have coming in? Explain that to me in a manner in which I'll understand. Okay, so you take a look at MSTY. Take a look at what they're paying out and what they say they're paying out. Then explain to me, how can they possibly pay what they're paying without dipping into new investors' funds? It's impossible. You can't pay out more money than you have coming in. All righty. What sectors holds your focus, if any? Okay, begin gaming. I look at companies that paying a dividend. Do I really care if they're in oil, transportation, consumer goods, dry goods? No, I don't care. I honestly don't care about sectors. Is the company consistently profitable? Yes or no? Am I going to make money off of it? Yes or no? Okay, J. Finney Walsh. SCHD is a good fund. If you like SCHD, I personally don't. SCHD. Okay, and there we go. And summary. Okay, so Jay, are you ready for this, Jay? Here we go. Here's the summary for SCHD. Okay, Schwab U.S. Dividend Equity ETF. SCHD. Yield 4.03%. J, 4.03. Total daily return, year to date, totally return, negative 4.98. Now, explain to me, Jay, in a manner in which I'll understand. Now, I'm not college educated, so you can use elementary school language if you like. But explain to me why you think SCHD is paying 4% a year, but at this time of the year, it's negative 4.9. How can you possibly tell me that's good? Now, I average 1% every single week. That's over 50% per year. As of this moment in time, We are in week number 19 of the year. Week 19, count them. Okay, January has 5 weeks. February has 4. April, so on and so forth. But at this moment in time, we're in week number 19. This company is negative 5% at this moment in time. And if you hold on to it for a year, it pays you 4.03%. How can you possibly say that's good? Seriously. It's a serious question. And I'll be looking for an answer. Okay? You can use small words. Okay? Use small words. How do you say SCHD is a good fund if they're only paying 4%? No profits, honestly. Okay. Okay. All right. Can you look up 25 years and 30 year stocks that they give you the whole list? Cliff Brown, are you ready for this? Cliff, go to Google. Okay. Put in the Google search. Dividend Kings list. Dividend Aristocrats list. Dividend Champions, and so on and so forth. Swim gives you a 3rd year and 25 year stock list right on their site. Yeah, Cliff, I'm well aware of that. Let's get rid of this. Let's go right there. Oh, wait a minute. Oh, this is better. Hold on. Let's get rid of that. All right, let's go. All right, let's get out of here. Watch list. Oops. Okay, so right there on Thinkorswim, this is Thinkorswim, right up here, watch list, 25 plus years of dividend increases. Abbott Labs, AbbVie, Aflac, AOS, APD, Archer Daniel Midland, ADP, which is they do data processing, BDX, Ben, BF, BRO, look at them all. All these companies here have 25 years or more of increased dividends. All of those. Now, not all of those have weekly options, but they all have 25 years of increased dividends, which means they're consistently profitable. Now, there's over 10,000 different companies you can choose from. But thank you, Cliff. I know it's right there. All right, let's keep on going. Alero, Eli Lilly is a little out of my price range. Okay, Alero, Clarity Tax, LLY, it's Eli Lilly. SCHD is comprised of Kings and Aristocrats. Yeah, what a trip. I get that. I know that. But you're giving your money to a computer. SCHD is an electronically traded fund, which means you're giving your money to a computer. They trade whatever they want, and then they give you 4% a year. That's what they give you, 4% a year. Is that good? I don't think you understood how Misty trades. Oh my goodness. Barry's going to educate me on how Misty trades. So let's go to trade. Let's go out of there. Let's go quick charts. Okay. MSTY. Okay. So here's Misty. Here's the high. Here's the low. Here's where it was. Here's where it is. Look at this. It went up. It went down. It went up. It went down. It went up. It went down. It's currently at 23.16. The 23s are going for 50 cents a share. Awesome. What am I missing? It looks like every other stock. Okay, it went up, it went down. Oh, look, it went up, and then it went down again. Holy shit, it went up, and then went down again. Explain to me how this is any different than any other stock. Oh, hold on. Let's go and take a look at the facts, the actual numbers for MSTY. MSTY. Misty, okay, MSTY. Yeah, I love learning new things. Okay? Yield Max, MSTR Option Income Strategy, ETF, MSTY, $23.06. Okay? Here you go, the yield, 124%. Oh, fuck, that's awesome. Explain to me. Okay? What a trip. Explain to me. How is it possible for a company to pay out 124%? Now, if I work my ass off and I make $1,000, Well, now I have to pay out 124%, which is $1,240. How is that possible? Honestly, how is it possible that anyone can pay out more than they bring in? Hold on a second. Let's go take a look at the historical data, and let's see how often they have done this. Okay, so Misty, historical data, come on. Waiting for Yahoo Finance. Sometimes they take a while. Okay, here it is right here. Okay, now let's take a look at historical prices, the dividends specifically, and let's look at all the dividends they have available. Okay, wait a second. April 4th, 2024. This thing's a year and a half old. So you're basing your education on 1.5 years. 1.5, it's not even 2 years old yet. Most companies don't make it to 3 to 5 years. And you're putting your money on a company that's a year and a half old. Hold on. Now, Mr. What a Trip, if the very first dividend is $4.12, okay? $4.12 the very first dividend. If this company is profitable, shouldn't the next dividend be higher? I'm curious. Because where I went to school, okay, if you're starting here and you make more money, well, profits go higher. Well, why are these profits going lower? Why did it say $4, 12.9 cents? Okay, $4.12. Why did it drop to $2.52? That's dropping. That's going backwards. Okay? Okay? Barry, explain it to me. $4.12 was the profit. The very next one is $2.50. That's lower. Then it went to $3. Okay, fine. Then it dropped back down to $2.30. Then it went down to $1.94. Then it dropped to $1.85. Those numbers are going backwards. So it doesn't matter how I think. And no, I don't misunderstand, because I at least went to elementary school, and I know that $4.12 is higher than $1.85. It's higher than $2.33. It's higher than 194. So if this is the first one, the second one is lower, third one higher, fifth one lower, 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 higher, lower, lower, lower. Okay? Now, I don't think... Explain it to me. Seriously, I don't think you understand how Misty trades. I don't need to know. I can see the numbers. And that is not impressive at all. And number two, not even 2 years old yet. So I wouldn't look at Misty for another 18 years. And when I do look at it 18 years from now, well, this year should be more than last year, which should be more than the year before. And next year should be higher than this year. Okay, consistency of profitability means every single year it's higher and higher and higher and higher profits. Not what was that, 412, down, up, down, down. So if you understand what you're reading, but what I'm understanding in the data stream, October 24, 24, okay, September 6, 2024, August 7th, 2024. The numbers are all right there. Okay, my grandsons call you Papa G as well. Okay, cool. Great content. Thank you, Cliff. No. All right, got it. Do you ever look at debt bond rates of a stock? No. Sorry, Kevin. Cliff, my father-in-law's been in Altria for 22 years. Okay, Cliff, thank you for that. Let's keep on going, because I'm dying to hear what Barry has to say about my misunderstanding of Misty trades. J, breadth and depth of SPY cut risks. J, if it's not profitable, it's not profitable. JEPQ is going to be the exact same thing. Okay, Garrick, Altria is good, yep, but I'm waiting for it to pull back. Mike, XRP is not a dividend stock. Okay, Barry, PLTY has not been around for 20 years. Okay, J Brand, Coles. Ooh, I do have me some Coles. New York City Investing. Good evening to you. Alex, good evening. Challenger, I see it. Cool beans. So you only hold for 30 days? Confused? No, not at all. Okay, I buy and I sell an option immediately. If it gets filled the very first week, I'm in and out in 5 days. Perfect world. Orlando Garcia, Coca-Cola. Let's get rid of this piece of crap. If you want to invest in it, hey, more power to you. You'll probably make some good money for a while, but eventually you got to pay the fiddler. There's no possible way on God's green earth can Misty continue to pay out 125%. No possible way. Coca-Cola. No. Look at that. 3 down days in a row. It's looking for a new bottom. However, now I do like Coca-Cola. However, look at this. Here's your high here. Drop sideways, coming down. It's looking for a new bottom. If they find the new bottom, then it's a place to jump in. At this moment, just keep your eye on it. Orlando, you got that? Just keep your eye on it. Because when it turns around, goes back up, that's the time to jump in. It's a good company. Challenger, Microsoft is a great company. Barry, PLTY. Oh my God. Why do people hang on so tightly to pieces of crap to justify that they made a mistake? PLTY. Oh, yeah. Uh-huh. Okay, so here's PLTY. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7 months. This has been in business for 7 months. And why do you think it's that good? It's not even 1 year old yet. 220 to 330. Well, that's awesome. Then it goes to 350. That's great. Now it's at 350. But then it drops to 298. Well, that's not good. Then it goes to 590. That's good. Then it drops to 530. That's not good. And then it drops again to 465. Explain why you think that's good. Okay? Is that consistently increasing? No, it's not. There's 10,036 different companies to choose from. What makes this so wonderful that make you want to put your money into a company that's not even a year old? Serious, it's a serious question. It's not even a year old yet. Okay, what should we buy stocks again now that everything is green? Good evening. Is it Emia? Good evening, Emia. Nice to see you. Insanity. Hi. Do you use level 3 and level 4 to find support and resistance from the bid and the ask? Nope. AJTMP. Good evening, and how are you today? Doesn't make sense. How do they pay? Interesting. Price trends and repeat itself on stock markets. Okay. Maybe the economic news plays the role too, especially with the Trump war going on. Okay. Don't buy anything you don't want to own just to get a premium. Holy cow. Cliff, that sounds like something I would say. Okay. AES. What the heck is AES? Haha, you do resemble Tony Hawk. Thank you. I've heard that before. AES. What is AES? AES. AES Corporation. That doesn't tell me a whole hell of a lot now, does it? Okay, now does AES have dividends? I have no idea. AES. Oh, imagine that. They do have dividends. Well, how many do they have? From 1991. Holy chally. 92, 93. Oh, yeah, this is going to be a no. All right, look at this. 1993, 1994, and then 2012. They skipped a whole shitload of years there. No, that's not 20 years old. Nope, sorry. So you only buy and hold 30 days when it comes to options. I'm confused. J1990, I don't know why you're confused. I don't hold for 30 days. I hold for as long as it's profitable. That just makes sense. Josh wants to take a look at Verizon. Verizon, VZ. VZ, here we go. Check it out. Ooh, look at that crap. High, low, is. Look at the movement. Up, down, what's going on here? Looks like it's on its way down. Hold on, let's zoom into this area right there. Yep, it is. Look, 30 days ago, she drops, shoots back up, comes sideways. 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 days to the downside for Verizon. You got another week or so to go till it gets down around here for Verizon. So I'm going to write Verizon down for next week. VZ. Ooh, much better. Pencil. Patreon. Hey, Samuel just joined. Yay, Samuel. Cool beans. All right, so let's keep on moving. Do you ever look at debt bond? No, we already looked at that one. Okay. Albie Collier. Thank you for your knowledge. This is really interesting. Thank you. SCO? Uh-oh. Orlando Garcia. SCHD. No. Target, we already looked at. Kohl's. Let's take a look at Kohl's. We haven't looked at Kohl's yet today. KSS, just to let you know, I do own some Kohl's, in case you were wondering. Cliff. No, we don't do options here. No, actually, Cliff, I do options here. All righty. All right, so here we go. Here's the high of the year, 28. Here's the low of the year, 6. So this thing went from $28 down to $6. 28 to 6? That's a big drop. That's like, what, 75%? Close to 70. Close to 70%. All right. So, yeah, I do own some. What's happening right here? High, low, check it out. So let's zoom in a little closer. Okay, insanity. Maybe the economic news plays a role too. Yep. Okay, maybe it does. Okay, I don't pay attention to the news. I like facts. I like historical information. I like numbers. Because numbers don't lie. People do. I don't listen to any of those turds on TV. None of them. Let's keep on going. Here we are. Here's Kohl's. 12. Down here's the bottom. Right here at 6. Okay, now we jumped up. All right, so let's take a closer look at it. The last 30 days. Okay, so here we are last 30 days. Drop, up, down, now she's shooting up. Okay, so I do have Kohl's. Okay, and it is going to the upside. Now look at this. 13,000 contracts today. 13,000. That's called open interest. 14,000, 1,800, 1,400, 1,100, 1,400. Yeah, not that many. Definitely more over here. Johnny Hawk Pro Trader. Yeah, buddy. Whoever buying the most shares is controlling the market trend. Yeah, probably. Cliff. So you just do it on Sunday and see if it fills on Monday, but everything changes Monday morning. Okay, no, Cliff. Okay, I have a trading group that we trade every morning. Okay, at 9 o'clock in the morning, we jump on and we take a look at what is coming up for consideration this week. Okay, because certain stocks have a certain time of year that they move predictably. Now, stocks move for, holy shit, we got 5 minutes left. Okay, we have to do this tomorrow. I'm going to go through the rest of the questions, and that will be it. Drazik, holy cow, dude, I haven't seen you in a while. Denzel, good evening. All right. So we're going to do the questions, and we'll have to do this tomorrow. I'm here every single night, so tomorrow night we'll take a look at those. Cliff, you always say you enter your trades on Sunday. No, I send my trades out to my followers on Sunday. On Monday morning, we jump in and we take a look at them and buy on Monday morning. Is that Thinkorswim you getting info from on the right? Yep. London Open. Okay. All right, back to these questions. What works? Austin, Boston, how are you today? What's the longest you hold? The longest I've ever held anything was 9 months. Okay, Barry, we already looked at PLTY. It's a no. Not for me anyway. I should heat map your trades. Yeah, have fun with it. They're all available. When do you let them get called away? After they stop making money. Now, I jumped into Altria about 4 or 5 weeks ago. Every single week, I bought Altria at 55. It went higher and higher and higher and higher. And every week, I rolled it forward, rolled it forward, rolled it forward, because it kept giving me more than 1% every single week. It just so happened last week, when I tried to roll it with the 58s, it wouldn't give me any more money. So, bye-bye. So they go up to a certain point, and you just let them go because they're no longer consistently profitable. Well, Altria started to drop. Okay, when it comes back down, I will buy it again and follow it up again. Okay. Oh, Alero, CSCO, Cisco. We'll have to check it out tomorrow. We got 4 minutes left, and I'm out of here. D-Nut, Steve Martinez, how are you today? UVV, earnings this week for John Deere. Okay. Keep up the good job. Got to go to bed. Barry, catch you tomorrow or the next day. All right. Began gaming. Cool. Demetrio, sorry, but what does roll it forward mean? Uh-oh. Okay, so Demetria White, rolling it forward basically means, all right, when I do a covered call, I usually buy on a Monday morning, sell a covered call Monday morning as soon as I buy. So I do 2 trades at once. It's called a covered call. We buy the stock, sell the option, all in one trade. Okay? Now, when Friday comes and the option's getting ready to expire at 3:59 p.m. on a Friday afternoon, I will take a look at it. Does it make sense to buy it back Friday before it closes out and then turn around and sell next week's, thus rolling it forward into next week? And I can roll it forward anytime I want. I can roll it on a Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, or Friday, whichever one makes financial sense. You just get whatever position you have, you click on roll it forward, and when you see what premium you're going to collect, it either makes sense or it doesn't. That's not what you said for a year. You said you enter your trades on Sunday, buy at the open. Yeah. Okay, I can set my trades up on Sunday, and then Monday morning they will fill. Okay, Cliff? So, years ago, when I used to work for a living, 9 to 5, Monday through Friday, I would set up all my trades on Sunday. And then Monday morning they would fill. Well, I'm retired now, so I don't buy them Sunday anymore. I put my trades in on Monday now. Oh, now you say you reevaluate on Monday. Well, because I'm retired now. I don't have to be at work at 8 o'clock in the morning. So if I don't have to be at work at 8 o'clock in the morning, why not just wait and see when the market opens up at, get better fills? It just makes sense. Now, if you work 9 to 5 and you can't be in front of your computer when the market opens, well, what are you going to do? Well, I used to do it Sunday night. Now I don't have to, so I do it Monday. Basha, so if I have 10,000 shares, I would be making 10,000 and more monthly forever every month. That's not what I said, Basha. Okay, if you own 10,000 shares, okay, there's a lot more working parts. First of all, you own 10,000 shares of what? And what price are they? So what value do they have? Okay, so if you have 10,000 shares and the value is $1 per share, that is only 10,000 bucks. Okay, well, 1% of 10,000 bucks is only 100 bucks. But if you get 1% every single week on 10,000, that's 5,200 by the end of the year, which is 50%. It's all just numbers. Bottom line, you get it done. That's all that matters. Well, thank you. So you have to have the capital for 100 shares to do a covered call, correct? Yeah. But here's the thing. Okay, hold on. Let me pull it up again. let's go over to the watch list. Okay, let's get rid of this. Watch list. And then we're going to change the watch list to... Uh-oh. Oh, right there. Here we go. Okay. Who did that one? Who said that one? Oh, right here. Basha. Nope, not Basha. Daniel. Okay, Daniel, what you're seeing right here are all the stocks that have weekly options. Okay? Look at this one. BBIG 0.0005. That's horrible. Okay? That's 5/1000ths of a cent. How the hell can you trade that thing? No options. Wait a minute. It says it's weekly options. Okay, this one has monthly options. That one has monthly options. Weekly options. There you go. Check a look at this one. 72 cents a share. Okay, you do know that 72 cents a share, okay, 100 shares is only $72. Okay, so if I buy it at 72 and I sell this one, I'm making crap. That's not the point. The point is they go all the way from what was that, 15 cents? Okay, here's a $1.10, a $1.60, $2, $3, $4, $5, $6, $7. Okay, there's a lot of companies that have weekly options that are under $5 and $4. So if you buy 100 shares at $6 a share, well, that's only $600. At $3, it's only $300. All right, let's keep on going. We're past time. Oh, okay. Do you have trades on currently as we're speaking? If yes, hope you don't mind showing us. Insanity, hold that thought for a second. Daniel, thank you. You're welcome. Cliff, just look up 25 years positive dividends, 30 years plus dividends stocks on Thinker Public Information. Is that on Thinkorswim, Cliff? Okay, so Insanity, you wanted to see what trades I actually have this week. Okay, let's get out of there. Let's go to here. I'll show you one account. Okay, Cliff. Alcoa, Devon Energy, Harley Davidson, Hertz, Kohl's, Macy's, Altria, Riley, Riot, and U.S. Steel. Okay, those are the ones I have in this account. I have 7 accounts, and I do share only 3 of them. Okay, let's get out of that one. Let's go back to here, and let's finish up the questions, and that's it. Okay, Insanity, you got it? All right, there you go. Okay, Cliff, explain to me where it is on Thinkorswim. That'd be most cool. Amazing work, honestly. Okay, thank you, Insanity. All right, so let's keep on going here. I got 23 more questions. Uh-oh. Steve, what would you use? What would you set a call price for on Ford? I wouldn't do Ford this week. I'd wait for it to come back. Nicely put. James, you're welcome. Thank you for that. Steve, thank you. UVV, I'll have to look at it tomorrow. Bed, Apple V, which dividend pays weekly? No one. Not that I know of. SCHD is up and down consistently, not growing nor dividend increasing. So then why would you invest in it, Steve? What's up, Paul? Can you look at MRK? I'll have to do it tomorrow. Hey, Misty seems it's paying investors with their own money. Exactly, Stephen. I would not do MSTY. Colified Trader. Cool beans. Colified. Hi, everyone. Which website is on there? That would be Thinkorswim and Yahoo Finance. How long should you hold your options? Hasim, it all depends on what your outcome is. My outcome is every 5 days. Sorry, every week or every 7 days. What strike price you would choose on Pepsi? Was it 131? Didn't we already look at Pepsi today? We did. And wasn't Pepsi a no for this week? Oh yeah, see? Pepsi, we're looking for a new bottom. Okay, today is the low of the year for Pepsi. So Pepsi, in my humble opinion, I'm not telling you what to do, but for me personally, Pepsi, I would wait to find the bottom for it to turn around and start going back up again. Okay. You're on desktop, not Thinkorswim. Yeah, I'm on the desktop. All right, let's keep on going. Low Detroit. Okay, I'm not going to be looking at anything else today. All right, what strike price? We did that one. I'm at the end of my question, so as soon as I'm done with these questions, I'm out of here. Johnny, what up, bro? How's it been? Thank you, Johnny. Evelyn, good evening. Friend who wants to make money can trust me privately. Alrighty then. Yes, Schwab has the Thinkorswim version. The desktop and all this information is on Thinkorswim. You have to tell me specifically where it is. Now, I've been using Thinkorswim for over 20 years. I'd like to see what that is, because I don't know everything about it. Do you do this every night? Yes, I do. Every night except for not on Friday nights and not on Saturday nights. So, Evelyn, if you want, send me a number. I'll give you a buzz and we can chat. Trent Lloyd, you don't have to have the entire amount of those shares. You can sell them before you take the loss. Oh, absolutely. But more risk, more reward. You got to remember that one. Taxman. Ooh, definitely not person we like to see. Nobody likes to see the Taxman. Club Med Tom. Dude, I haven't heard or seen you in a while. Nice of you to show up. Thank you, thank you. Okay, what do I think about buying calls? Okay, Mike. Listen closely, Mike. 80% of all options expire worthless. So you're buying calls, you have a 20% chance of being right or making any money. I don't buy calls anymore. I used to years ago, not anymore. Chris, thank you. Okay, Chris, I'll be back tomorrow night. It is 11:38. I usually finish at 11:30. Taxman, nice to see you. Nah. Anyway. So you guys have a great night, and we'll see you again tomorrow. Bill Saved Capitalist, Savage Capitalist, good to see you again, blah, 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 blah. I'm tired too. Yep, good job. All right, so I will catch you guys again tomorrow night. Yep, sellers have the house advantage because we have the cash to cover. Absolutely, Chris. I love being on the winning side. Odds and probabilities in my favor. That's what I say. When are you going to come back? Tomorrow night, 9 p.m. Making a call even if you know the company's going up. Buying a call? Nope. I don't buy calls. Thank you. Have a great evening. Demetria, you too. All right. So you guys over here on YouTube, have a nice night. See you later. And you guys here on... I forget who that... Instagram. Bye. Bye to Instagram, folks. TikTok, you guys have a great night. See you again tomorrow. And now the end is near, and so I face the final curtain. My friends, I'll say it clear. I'll state my case.